gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run.
Hello, this is Rex from Recites, and the video that I'm doing today is quite different from most I've done in the past because it's very sad. It's a war poem by Wilfred Owen, who was a young Englishman, and he enlisted in World War I, this was about. He enlisted before he was drafted, in about, I think, 1915 he enlisted, and he spent his life, or spent the next few years in the trenches, in trench warfare. And he was killed in action in 1918. But now his poem is about trench warfare, and in World War I, as you're probably aware, poison gas was used fairly freely by some of the opposing armies, and nations have since agreed not to use it. It didn't cause, it very rarely caused actual death, but it was very innovating and discomforting and downheartening too. And so the poem is entitled, with a French or a Latin title, Dulce et Decorum est, which freely translated in English could be sweet and beautiful, or calm and dignified, or with that idea. And there are three more words added to the last line of the poem. I'm sorry, let me backtrack just a minute. The poem ends with the title, with three additional Latin words, pro patria mori. And so the whole sentence reads, "It is sweet and wonderful to die for one's country," is the meaning of the sentence. And so here we go with Dulce et Decorum est. Bent double like old beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and towards our distant rest began to trudge. Men marched asleep. Many had lost their boots, but limped on bloodshod. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots, the faint hoots of gas shells dropping softly behind. Gas! Gas! Quick, boys! An ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time. But someone was crying out and stumbling and floundering like a man in fire or lime. Dim through the misty panes and thick green light, as under a green sea, I saw him drowning. In all my dreams, before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, choking, guttering, drowning. If in some smothering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch the white eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face like a devil's sick of sin, if you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling forth from froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the curd of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues, my friend, you would not tell with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory the old lie, Dulce et Decorum est, pro patria mori. Now this was a very tragic poem, as all poems are, of course, And yet, the idea of hope springing eternal in the human breast, which is expressed by Alexander Pope, is to some extent within us all. And so I'm going to follow this tragic poem by a short little poem by Langston Hughes, simply called Dreams. He says, "Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams go, life is a barren field of frozen snow." This is Rex from Rex Recites. I hope you weren't too depressed by the poem on this video. And if you haven't subscribed as yet, please do so below. Thank you. Goodbye.